Another key use case for APTARE is around chargeback. A lot of our customers use APTARE as the basis for their chargeback systems. The reason why is if you think about what a customer has to go through to do chargeback right now, they're typically going to have a VMware environment, they're going to have a storage, various storage arrays, they're going to have physical hosts, they're going to have virtual hosts, they want to charge for backup as an example. So the typical customer, in order to charge back or show back, or even some customers call it shame back, which is really just trying to show the different business units, or in the case of a service provider, their customers, how much compute and IT resources that each one of those different departments or customers is using. And it's really hard. It's hard without a tool like APTARE because they have to go to the storage team as an example and then get a list of hosts, and they need to know what storage arrays are attached to, and they need to know how much tier 1 storage that they're using versus tier 2 storage. Then they got to go to the backup team, and then they got to say, hey guys, give me a list of hosts, and I need to know how much data that they backed up, and I need how much they have stored, and also maybe a breakdown between which of those hosts have long-term versus short-term retention periods. Then they got to go to the VMware team and get a list of VM guests and say, all right, I need to know how much vCPUs are consumed by these VMs and how much memory is configured on each one. Then they have to take all that data, they got to cobble it together, they got to pull in data from their configuration management database to try to match this stuff up to some cost center or some customer. And it's really difficult, and it's really a time-consuming problem that our customers have to go through. So there's a couple of key ingredients to chargeback, and one of them is just the ability for APTARE to be able to take a list of hosts and then map them to whatever, in this case, cost center or business unit or customer. So we do that using our attributes, and you can see those here. I have a breakdown here by cost center. I also have a breakdown by customer. So if I want to see my environment by customer, there's all my different customers here. Once we have these attributes set within APTARE, we now have an association between a cost center and the hosts that are part of that cost center. And once we have that, we know everything else about a host. We know what storage it's using, we know what arrays it's attached to, we know what type of backups that it's got. We know whether those backups were long-term or short-term in nature. So let's take a look at a host here real quick. And I'll give you an illustration of what we know about a host. So again, we've got our host here. I can see whether it's physical or virtual. I can see how much memory and CPU usage it has. I can see its connectivity. So I've got my host. I can see the switches that it's going through. I can see the storage arrays it's connected to. We have all of the data there that we need to produce a chargeback report. And so from a reporting standpoint, I now can produce chargeback reports that will show me across all those different cost centers or billing codes, how much storage they're consuming, how many vCPUs they have configured. We can even get down, and we have some customers that are charging not only for what they have configured in terms of vCPU and memory, very similar to how the cloud or AWS and Azure charge for VMs that they might have in the cloud. We can each get down to the individual VM guest level, and we can look at actually how much read writes that they're doing. We can look at how much memory they're actually using, and we've got customers that are charging by actual consumption of these resources that we've metered, as opposed to just blanketly charging for how many vCPUs and memory. So from a task that would normally take hours, and we've had some customers that have told us it takes them 2 or 3 weeks to actually produce the chargeback report every month. With APTARE, that whole process is completely streamlined, completely optimized, and literally at the end of the month, the reports are automatically generated in CSV format that are then picked up by their billing systems. So chargeback, a really key critical use case for APTARE. Thank you.